Derby Velodrome, East Midlands. DEKAFIT finally reaches the UK. Hello and welcome to On The Rocks podcast with me, Coach Marshy. Welcome back to the show, those of you that are been here before, and welcome to those of you that are new. I am Coach Marshy, the host of On The Rocks podcast. So welcome to today's show. We are now post the first ever DEKAFIT in the UK. And let me tell you from her first-hand experience, it was an absolute classic. We're going to get some guests on moving forward throughout the rest of this year to talk about DEKAFIT in the UK and the future of DEKAFIT here in the UK. But for today, we get to go over to the arena and be in the arena. So if you are new here, we do have a YouTube channel. And if you are returning, hopefully you already subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would very much recommend that if you are not driving, listening to this, and you are in fact able to, make sure you watch it rather than listen to it, because we are in the arena interviewing the solo elite podium for both the males and the females, talking about the races that went down at the first DEKAFIT UK and getting their reaction to the venue, the event, their races, how it went, and the idea of DEKAFIT here in the UK. So I would very much recommend you head over and watch this one if you are able to. So let's, without any more hesitation, head over to the Velodrome Derby in the East Midlands, where we got to speak to the elite solo podiums. So Emma, first ever DEKAFIT UK,
yeah,
and you're on the podium.
I know.
How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very shocked, but very happy. Very happy. So I was telling everyone, I was like, I'm in the elite wave and I'll probably come last in the elite wave, but third, go me.
And what was your previous experience at DEKA? Did you have any?
So I did a sim last week, just a gym-based, and I've done the DEKA Mile, but I did that as pairs, and I've also done the DEKA Atlas, which was solid, but they're all very, very different. So I was looking forward to this one because, like, I am a runner, so I thought more running suits me. So yeah, loved it.
Yeah, from that running perspective, so 5K,
yeah,
as a total run.
Yeah.
Is it like 5K on steroids with their zones as well?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, because 500 metres is quite short, so you go for it, and obviously there's not a lot of time for your legs to recover, and then you're straight into the next station, and it's like straight onto the run, and you can feel, people ahead of you or behind you, and like you just can't let up for a second because you've just got to go, especially in the elite level.
And obviously you were chasing the girls in front down.
Trying.
How did it feel like being in that kind of competitive scene and stage?
It was intense because it was, I kept hearing the names being read out, like first place, second place, and I was in second place for quite a while. And then I was very aware, like my weaker stations obviously showed themselves, and I fell into third. And to be honest, I tried not to let that get to me. I thought, you know what, it's more about time for me. And I'm still absolutely made up with the time, but it does add an element of like, I think it's pressure, but it's more like pressure from yourself, like, oh my god, I don't want to slip. So yeah, but it pushes you.
In terms of the 10 DEKA zones, did you have a favourite one and a worst one today?
Worst one, I would say today was the sled, because I just couldn't get any grip on my feet. Normally it's the air bike. The best one, everything else. everything else. Honestly, I actually really like all of them.
So it went really well.
Yeah.
And DEKA as a sport in the UK, worldwide, what are you thinking?
I think it needs to be bigger here, especially. I know it's big, like in the US, but I think it's so like achievable for so many people. I think we need to get it much bigger here, like more events like this. They're in demand, and I think people will come, and it just needs to grow. Like, people need to know more about it, and they need to know that it is achievable. And I think that the trifecta thing is actually a big appeal, so it needs to be pushed, definitely.
So Jack, up on the podium in the first ever DEKAFIT UK.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Feels great, you know, it feels great. It's actually my first ever DEKA race, so going into the High Rock season, I wanted to use this as a bit of a tester for where my fitness is at. Wasn't really too sure on the movements until kind of a couple of weeks ago, so I think it's a really good result overall. I'm really happy with it, and yeah, happy to place on a podium next to such animals, frankly.
Yeah, the competition was tough out there, and like when you came into it, did you really know what to expect?
My game plan was, can I swear? Fuck around.
Yeah.
My game plan was fuck around and find out, to be honest. I had to, it's hard sometimes when you've not done a race before, you don't know how to pace it appropriately. So first run was kind of chase Dave. That lasted about 2 laps, and then kind of knew probably should slow down. But really, I didn't have a pacing strategy. But I think in a way that was almost a good thing, because I wasn't nervous for any station. I was just kind of in the flow, just sort of seeing what I was made of, and just seeing what it did to the legs and did to the running. One of the things that I noticed was that it wasn't as demanding strength-wise, so it put more of an emphasis on being able to just, trying to run as fast as you can once you've got out of the station, because your legs weren't too tired from the sleds, for example, or from the burpees. Still though, felt very, very hard. The only way I can describe it is like a 5k and some, like all out, but yeah, tough. Glad to have finished when I did.
Yeah, those DEKA zones there's a big variety there.
Yes.
So, like you said, the strength element is very different. It's more like an endurance thing.
Yeah.
So, what would you say to anyone who wants to get into DEKA?
Yeah.
And they're looking at stations and don't know them?
I think the first thing would be, so there's loads of good content online showing the movements. So I think firstly, don't do what I did and try and wing it. Like, learn the movements and understand it, because I think there's certain things which can allow you to be more efficient, and those 2 or 3 seconds of efficiency that you gain over 20-30 reps. For example, on the box step overs, there's a technique that's more efficient, right, rather than jumping over the box fully. The same with the wall ball overs. I didn't really know what to expect in terms of the weight and it slipping out of your hands. So it's learning what the right techniques are, and then also just remembering that it's a running race as well. So just being comfortable with being able to run off of a station is just as important in DEKA as it is in High Rocks or hybrid games, any of these other hybrid competitions.
And what was your favourite zone that you hadn't come across?
Do you know what? I'm looking at it now, right? It's them wall ball sit-ups or whatever, med ball sit-ups, sorry. I don't know why, right, but I expected the ball to be soft, and I had a real shock of my life when I sat next to Jude and I picked the ball up and I tried to put it down on the floor, and it actually stretched out my abs. But yeah, you know what? I thought that was, for me, a bit of a break. Kind of. I'd say the worst station. Do you know what? I think the worst station for me was the assault bike. I never thought that 25 calories would last so long. That was never ending. So I think maybe actually that is a bit of advice. Like, if you've not done an assault bike before and you've not ran off an assault bike, probably do that, because it's a bit of an experience.
So Kate, the first DEKAFIT UK, and you are on the podium in second place. How are you feeling?
Do you know what? It's absolutely crazy to say this is the first UK event, and it's also my first DEKA ever. It's I'm lost for words. I really wasn't expecting it, but it's been so much fun.
So when you say first DEKA event, never ever done a stronger a mile. This is literally your first time out.
First ever event. Never done a strong, never done a mile. But they'll be coming. They'll be coming.
And what did you think to it as kind of a concept and a sport in terms of running and zones?
I think it's a great concept to say you've got the 10 stations, they're very varied, but also 500 metres, I think it's quite accessible for a lot of people. So I think it's a really good concept, and I hope to see a lot more of it as the years go on.
So your sort of hybrid fitness racing story, have you done other events as well?
Yes, so I started off kind of with High Rocks, and I've kind of followed that through, got a lot more into my running, and this was kind of quite low on my radar initially, but then booked the event and kind of had to incorporate all of it. So been doing a lot of strength work, running, and functional kind of WODs, so to speak, as well.
And with the 3 events are now announced for next year, do you think you'll be back again to do another one?
I hope to be back. Just depends if I can, travel from Guernsey, but hopefully, check the calendar, make sure it all works out.
And in terms of the zones, did you have a favourite and did you have a worst zone?
Oh, I'd say my worst zone was probably actually the medicine ball throws, mainly because I hadn't practiced them very much. But in terms of my favourite zone, I really like farmer's carry, short, sharp, get it done.
Excellent. And to anyone who has never done a DEKA like you have today, what would you say to them to come and get involved?
I just say, if you've never done one, just give it a go. Get involved, bring a friend, have a little support crew, and just have fun.
So Jude, first DEKAFIT UK.
Yes.
And you're standing second on the podium.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Bittersweet, painful, because of how close it was. I never came out thinking I would podium, to be honest. I came in thinking I'd try and do well, maybe PB. I didn't expect to be on the podium, but then when you get so close to being first, you're kind of like, oh. So happy with my pacing, but sort of bittersweet with the result.
So you're kind of saying you would have taken the result before you started.
Yeah.
But the way it panned out in the burpees and then at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it was with Dave. It was if I could come into the burpees before him by maybe 2 or 3 reps, I was telling myself maybe I could do it. But when we came out of the tank at the same time, and he didn't let me pass him on the run, he even in his head he knew there's no way he's passed me on the burpees, and I didn't. So fair play to him.
And how did you find the whole race, the setup?
Setup was good. I think I missed the entrance to the farmer's carry and was looking around for a bit as to where to go because I wasn't sure. But then I looked over and I saw Dave was already in it, so I was like, oh, I must be in. So I missed the entrance to that. Again, my fault, so it's nothing to do with the venue. But the venue was sick. Really, really enjoyed it. Clean course. I didn't feel too congested. Some people felt that they were. There was a bit of weaving, but I mean, for me, it wasn't too bad.
In terms of like your DEKA kind of experience prior to today,
yeah.
Had you done a lot of DEKA?
I'd done 2 before, so this is my 3rd. I did, my first one was in Forders. I can't remember, it was last year at some point. So I did that to qualify myself for December last year at Worlds, where I won the Under 24 World Championships there. Haven't done a sim or anything since December last year, so this was sort of my first taste since then, which is also why I was just super happy with my pacing. Didn't know how it was going to feel, forgot sort of the intensity towards it. I knew it was going to be tough, but yeah, I didn't know what I was going into, but I feel like I paced it really well today.
So Mimi, this wasn't your first rodeo,
no,
but it was the first DEKAFIT UK, and you are top of the podium. How does it feel?
crazy. I can't really believe it. First place, which is very exciting. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's sunk in yet. I think it might take a little while, but it's been a long time coming. All the work's been put in, so I'm really pleased it paid off today.
And like this DEKA journey for yourself, for all of us that went to Worlds last year,
Yeah.
and the whole of the UK community has led to this moment. We've all been waiting for this. Obviously you were the same, but to be in that elite field, how did it feel on the start line? Did you feel you approached the race any different?
I was very nervous. This morning I was probably insufferable for my poor mum, but yeah, and standing on the start line, you're looking around, you're like, these girls look quick, you know. I think a lot of people, it was their first DEKAFIT, but they've got an abundance of experience in high rocks and things like that, and it's like, just got to stick to the game plan. I think just believing in yourself is something I've struggled with a lot, but it's like, I've put in the work, I've got experience here, and I just need to use that to my advantage, I think.
And obviously for the UK community that know DEKA well, they'll know that a couple of the zones we're very used to doing differently in the mile and the strong. So zone 4 for you, and then again zone 8. How did they go for you with the actual DEKAFIT full version?
Yeah, I think the sit-up throws I didn't find too bad. Ball was a bit slippy, but I didn't find that too bad. The ball over the yoke though is tricky because it's getting in and out. I find it quite faffy, and it's hard to practice as well if you don't have like a yoke at home. Definitely prefer it over the shoulder, a lot quicker that way. But I think it went quite well, to be fair. I think as well because I had a bit of a lead at that point, so I thought, take your time, get your breath back, keep moving. So yeah, that was all right.
And at the point of the interview, we've got one more week until the leaderboards are sort of finalised.
Yeah.
Are you off to Worlds if you're there?
Yeah, I'll be there. I think last year I came away with a second and a third place, so I want to complete my set. It'd be really great to take an age group title. So that's definitely where my focus is at the moment. So fingers crossed. Just keep working hard and hopefully it pays off again.
So Dave, the first male winner of DEKAFIT UK ever, how does it feel?
Very good, very good. It's very satisfying for all the hard work that you put in to get it over the line. It was such a close battle, so yeah, really, really good.
You went out really fast, and having seen you compete before, I was fairly confident you would carry that on, but I think people weren't sure whether you'd maintain it.
It's always the case. I do tend to go out hard. It's the way I race. Whether I'm cycling, running, anything, I go out hard, and then it's how much you can stick yourself in the pain cave and hang on for. Obviously, if a workout's like an hour long, you're not going to do that. It's a bit different. You're going to pace yourself. But I went out hard, and I built up quite a bit of a lead, maybe 20, 30 seconds, maybe even at some points. But from halfway, or just before halfway, I noticed the lead started to come back down. I was noticing that, and I knew the back end of the stations with the air bike, the tank, the heavy ball, and the farmers carries, the bigger guys, it's going to suit them.
Just take us through that round burpee.
So basically, I'm on the tank. The nearest rivals are behind me, so Jude's behind. I can't see where he's at. I heard from the DJ that I've got a length ahead. The next thing I know, it was the neck and neck. They're both equal. So I'm thinking, oh crap, I need to make sure I get out of this and then chase him down. That's going to be. As it was, we left a second apart. He was ahead, so I just stayed ahead on the run. And I knew running around, I thought burpees are mine. Burpees are definitely going to be mine. And if anything, someone might match me, but they're not going to beat me. So, I just went into him and went really, really fast for the first 10, just to make sure mentally I'm ahead. And I was. So, yeah, luckily enough, the last station suits me, as opposed to something like wall balls where it would have suited him. So, yeah.
And what would you say to the UK fitness racing market that don't really know about DEKA yet?
You just do it, get out there and do it, because I know IROX is the big player and everybody knows that, and that's opening the door for all these other events. DEKA's been around a long time, it's run by Spartan, it's a big event. Obviously not in the UK, but next year they're here 3 times. Big venues, this is a beautiful venue. Do it, it complements your training, it gives you variety, it keeps you interested. This was in the off season of IROX, so again, and they just work together well. You can go out harder because it's shorter, but it doesn't make it any less intense overall in terms of an effort. So it's everybody should just give it a go and see where you're at, whether you do the elite category or the age group category, doubles, anything. Just come and have a go of it. It's good.
And there we have it. Some awesome interviews there at the end of the race. It was great to catch up with these athletes, and it was really great to have the opportunity to do so. Just a big shout out to Fran, the media team at DEKA in Europe and the UK, and a shout out to DEKA in general for giving us the access to come along. They pulled us in there with them. They were doing their own interviews, but they very much wanted us to be part of the process, and I thank DEKA for that. As you've just heard, some amazing stories out there, some great interviews as well. And as you can tell, there are athletes there that are aware of DEKA and have been there and done some DEKA before. And there are new athletes in that elite race doing DEKA for the first time. And I found it really interesting at the time interviewing them to kind of understand what their previous journey or their previous knowledge of DEKA was. And it was really great to hear it. So to all the elite athletes and to DEKA, I'm just going to take this opportunity to absolutely say thank you for the opportunity. It was a great chance to really find out a little bit about how the elite race went down for the first time here in the UK. So I will thank you all for tuning in again. The show is now back, and we will continue to bring on guests from all across the hybrid fitness racing space. But if you found that this show was really something that you think others could benefit from, or it'd be great for them to hear about that elite DEKA race here in the UK, then please do share this episode. And for you, if you could like, share, comment on this episode below, it would be a really much appreciated thing. We are just the little guys, and we are really passionate about the hybrid fitness racing world. And this weekend just gone, we had a great opportunity to be in the DEKAFIT arena in the UK for the first time. And, you know, those comments, likes, subscribes and shares really do make a big difference to us. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to speaking more here on The Rocks.